this Miami team was going to test you guys, and they certainly did that down there in the fourth quarter. What did you guys kind of have to tap into to close this one out?
Just mental toughness. I think, like I said before, we had a good record on the road, and I think that was going to help us in the playoffs. And even though we were home, they hit big shots. They wanted to run. They started talking trash and things like that. So just to be able to withstand that and win the game, I think that's big for us.
You mentioned the mental toughness, and one of those huddles, the word composures. What Kenny Hughes had to keep that? Like, how did you guys lock into that mental composure there in the stretch?
We just, really talk to each other. We really lean on each other in those moments because, we're the ones on the court. So just a lot of communication, a lot of talk. And, guys at the end of the day are going to want to compete, and we're going to compete to win. So as long as everyone's on the same page, you get that result.
Donovan had 17 of his 30 in the fourth quarter. How much confidence do you have in him? And when you guys just need to get some momentum in a bucket, he's got you.
Extreme confidence. I've been, seeing it from afar for years, but, seeing it up close and seeing how you can control the game and take over is big for us, and we're going to need that down the stretch.
DeAndre, for you, for comfortability reasons, are you getting acclimated to a playoff atmosphere with Cavaliers? How much was it just getting into the flow of things with only having so many practices?
Yeah, it's a different basketball game in the playoffs. So, like you said, just getting in my rhythm, being able to just touch the ball, shoot the ball, and things like that definitely helps. But it's 2 games down. We're going to Miami. We'll see what we can do there.
How much over that week off that you guys had did Kenny try and sit down with you and implement and show you where he wanted you to be at to be successful in the playoffs?
Not much, honestly.
How can playoff adversity help you guys grow together?
I think it's needed. It's never going to be easy. You might lose a game you should have won in the playoffs. You might win a game you shouldn't have. So, both teams are battling, both teams are competing, both teams are making adjustments. And, it's just about who can, compete harder and for longer. And I think we did that tonight.
Why do you think the offense got stagnant there at the beginning of the fourth quarter?
I'm not sure. I think we were just missing shots. They went on a little run. I think that kind of deflated us a little bit. But we can't let our offense control our defense, and I think that's kind of what happened.
Why Kenny mentioned the same thing, the offense controlling the defense. Why does that happen when it happens?
It's just natural. If you play basketball, you just not making shots, you don't have as much energy. And, that's, like I said, that happens to everyone. It's just up to us as a team, to see that and to come together and, get stops like we did and, pull a tough game out like that.
On the flip side of that, you guys scored 43 in the second and a team record 11 threes in that quarter. Just one, knowing and seeing the environment around you, what was that being like, part of that like? And obviously you were a part of that, so being on the floor for it too.
It's really fun, when the crowd's going like that, it's really fun. I don't think it's much better than that, going on a run like that, hitting threes like that. So hopefully we could, do that for more quarters than just one. But like I said, it was really fun. It was good to see the crowd get into it like that.
Defensively, what were you guys doing right to make that happen? Because the pace was really high in that.
I think we were just pressuring the ball. We just wanted, Tyler to take tough shots, Bam to take tough shots, and I feel like when we get stops on defense, it really, pushes us in transitional offense. And when we're out in transitional offense, I think we're kind of very close to unguardable.